Obviously, we're going to scoreboard watch because we don't have a choice. But at the end of the day, we just got to focus on winning the quarterfinal and getting to Minneapolis and getting to the semis and going from there. It's all we can control.
What do these next 2 weeks look for you guys? Is it hard practice? Is it just kind of light stuff? Kind of getting
This
ready?
week's pretty light, just about getting them rest, getting them recovery. Or we'll get some pace tomorrow and Thursday. It'll be the heaviest lifting days, and then Friday probably make it optional for guys if they want to get 3 days before we get after it next week before playoffs.
Coach, how exciting is it to have a playoff home game at Mullet and just the opportunity for that for your program?
Yeah, I mean that was I think at the end of the day, like that was our main goal, right? At the start of the year was to host playoff hockey here, and we accomplished it. We still feel like we have the best league in the country. I mean, the coaches generally feel the same way. 5 of the 5 teams in the top 20. The computer just doesn't like the league this year. It is what it is. That's them's the breaks. And it's been a great year, a great first year in the league, a really good regular season. We accomplished what our goal was of hosting playoff hockey, and now it's taking care of home ice and winning the quarterfinal and getting to the frozen face-off up in St. Paul and going from there.
Does your strategy change at all, having to potentially play 3 games instead of 2?
No, I mean, we're just focused on one game at a time, right? I mean, you at the end of the day, you have what you have as far as bodies and health, and we're fairly healthy right now, which is great, knock on wood. So the other piece is we get a week of rest, so we're going to take advantage of that rest as a weapon at this stage of the season. The teams that we potentially could play, there's really 3, between CC, St. Cloud, and Duluth. They're all in a rivalry weekend to finish the regular season. And so hopefully they're going to beat the hell out of each other and come in here and we get rest and we'll be ready to go. So I don't think so. I think we just need to stay to our identity, play to our identity, and most importantly, make sure that the last game we play here at Mullet is one that our fans are really happy with.
Do you study either of those 3 teams at all, or will you before it's definite who your opponent will be?
Yeah, I mean, we know all 3 play. I mean, that's the nice thing about playing in a league is how everybody plays, so you just have to look at what went well against them the last time you played them, what you can do better, what they did well, which we pretty much know at this point. I mean, if it's Duluth, it's going to be game 5-6 against them. If it's CC, it's going to be game 5-6 against them. If it's St. Cloud, it's obviously 3-4. But yeah, I mean, we'll look at it. But really, at this point in the season, it's all about focusing on us. What we need to do to have success and holding our guys accountable to our identity. And I have no doubt in my mind they'll be flying next Friday.
What's the plan for the goaltending situation heading into the playoffs?
It's both guys have done really good things for us, so the human side of it is you want to give both a chance, but realistically right now I'm leaning heavily towards Pav. He's got the experience, he's older, he's been through it, and so we'll see how it goes. Sometimes it comes down to matchup. I think originally going into the weekend, my plan was probably to split them, but I liked how Gibby matched up with how they generate offense. He's a big body that's tough to find open net on. Obviously Saturday didn't work out, but they've both been very good for us, and both have definitely helped us get to where we are.
Are you comfortable with starting Pavsich 3 nights in a row?
Well, hopefully only playing 2, so we'll go for the 3rd from there.
Potter really turned on his offensive production in the second half of this year. What type of growth did you see from him in the second half?
Yeah, he just started going in for him, right? And he was kind of fighting for bounces for a good month and a half there, hitting posts and missing open nets, and but he found his stride, he found his confidence, and we just kept telling him, hey, you're doing almost everything right. You're playing hard. You're doing all the right things. It's going to go in, and it started going in for him. And he's playing his best hockey when we need him to be playing his best hockey, and that makes us dangerous.
Coach, looking at a big picture, what does it say about the growth of your program going from a few years ago playing at Oceanside Ice Arena to now hosting a playoff game in the state-of-the-art Mullet Arena?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to again reflect, and it's hard it's hard to do when you're so focused and you're so confident in the group that you have, because we really are. You know, we just want to get into that NCAA tournament, and we like our chances against anybody. But sometimes you have to really reflect on, you know, how hard we've worked to get to where we are and how far we've come in such a short period of time. I think it's a great thing that we have, you know, not only high expectations internally, but have set high expectations from a community of hockey support and a fan base. That's what we want. That's what we've always wanted as a program. You know, I mean, you play at Oceanside, 700 people in the community could get into the rink to watch you play. You know, games weren't on Fox because, you know, you're lucky to get an internet signal in there for anything. So, you know, we've come a long way, you know, and it's been a lot of fun, and we love where we are. You know, we feel like, we genuinely feel like we're now really just getting started, you know, because we have everything we need now to be really successful at the highest level. And picked to finish 8th out of 9 in our conference. I think a lot of people didn't give us much of a chance or really know what we were all about or what we were getting into, and you know, we knew that we'd finish higher than that. And we've had a great first year in this league, and you know, the atmosphere at Mullet, you know, for the Denver series, for the Western series, was unbelievable. It was fantastic. Something that when you're building a program, you always really work for and envision and hope for, and now it's all a reality. And I think that the atmosphere in here next weekend is going to be even better than those two. So we're looking forward to it, and we're proud of everything that we've done.
What would be your message to fans for this upcoming week?
Yeah, you know, I mean, just continue to support us. You know, I mean, especially, I think the best example I can give of how important they are to our players and to everybody in our program is that second Denver game. You know, we just felt like we were outplaying them. We felt like, you know, maybe, you know, when we go down 5-3, it wasn't really just, and you could feel the fans really, you know, almost frustrated, feeling the same way, you know, because we were playing so well, and they just carried us across. They literally pushed us across the finish line and just didn't give up on us and kept pushing the guys, and it was just it was a vibe in here that you know, our guys weren't going to let them down. So keep that energy for us, bring that energy for us. It means more than you can possibly imagine, and we're excited to play in front of them, you know, another couple times.
Right. You had both Jacksons back this week, something you guys haven't had for a while. What did you see out of both of their games?
Really good, especially Friday. They were tremendous. But I mean, I think Ty Jackson's playing the best hockey he's played since he's been here. You know, he's hunting pucks, he's winning puck battles, he's on the kill now, he's doing an unbelievable job on that. He's just playing winning hockey, you know, and Dylan, for missing the previous 6 games and not skating really at all until last week, was a huge breath of fresh air. Just what he brings to the table from, you know, managing pucks and creating scoring chances, and just gives us another threat that can put a puck in the net. Really gives us 3 lines of kids that can play. And I mean, even Omaha, I talked to their coach. It's a tough matchup. You know, when you have 3 lines that deep, you know, and full of guys that can put pucks in the net and play fast, and to our identity, we're a tough matchup.
Friday night, Sam Court went out in the second period. How is he doing? How's he progressing?
Yeah, I mean, he just the upper body injury. We don't expect him to miss the playoffs, but it was enough where he was in enough pain where we have enough depth back there that just getting him that extra day of rest and making sure that we have him going to the playoffs was a decision that we made, and he'll be fine.
And then for Tucker, he's been forward D. Can you talk about just the teammate that he is?
Yeah, he's just selfless. You know, he'll do whatever's asked of him. You know, and the boys all love him. He's great on the bench. He brings good energy. He brings good energy in the room. He's a selfless teammate. You know, it's one of our core values is selflessness. And you know, when he's at his best, it's just that selfless approach to doing his part and being a star in his role, and he's doing that right now really, really well.
Coach, proud of your guys like Ethan Schmaggy and Ty Murchison, just seeing how they've kind of been here since the beginning of the program and to be where they're at now.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, for those guys to get to experience playoff hockey in this building and going through our first year in the league and all the great things that we've done this year, they deserve it. I mean, they came here to help us build a program. They came here when there were no blueprints or plans of Mullet Arena. There was no talk of Mullet Arena. When they committed, getting an arena was a goal. It's one that we thought we could accomplish, but there was nowhere even close to finalized or anything. And then clearly, we were still just fighting for respect so we could get considered to get into a league. So guys like that are truly the last of the old guard that played at Oceanside. Benji Eckerly, is the only guy left that played in that all road season during the COVID year in the Big Ten, which was a crazy experience that we went through. But so it's literally those three especially really are just the last of the old guard that came here for all the right reasons to build what we have here now, and they've done it. So, I just want them to enjoy it, embrace it, everything that they've helped us build and become, and they're all three huge pieces of it.
You mentioned Benji was going to transition to like a kind of hybrid player coach role since his injury. How do you think he's done well? Or how
He's
has he
done
done?
unbelievable. It's so funny because you have, we've done that in the past with guys like Riley Simpson, Dom Garcia, and now Benji. And it's when he looks at everything through a coach's lens, and we get him. He's on the inside, and he kind of hears what we talk about, what we see, and what we discuss, and what we go through, and how we prepare the guys. It's pretty funny watching kids, flip that hat and switch, and they're like, oh, like it makes sense, So he's a cerebral kid, and he's dealt with his injury honestly better than I have, because it's hard for me because he means so much to me in our program, and I just would do anything to have him back on the ice because he's such a big piece of our identity, but. He's been here every day, and he was on the trip to Omaha, and he's going to be with us as long as we keep playing. And we obviously intend on playing here for another good month and a half.
Is he ripping on any of the guys like the other coaches?
Oh, we don't rip on players.
Coach, what was your biggest difference between your third period performance Friday and Saturday?
Honestly, we had a really good first 7 minutes. We had a big kill. We missed a couple great A's that didn't go in, and we had a bad puck touch. Gibby had a bad puck touch, and they scored kind of a crappy goal on us, and the place came alive. So we gave a sold out crowd on senior night in a team that desperately needed to win because they're fighting for home ice, that life that they needed, and they took advantage of it. So, it was just kind of a bad bounce and a crappy goal where we on Friday were able to extend our lead very early in the third and finish one of those chances, where I think if we obviously did that, it would have been the same result. But you let a crowd, 8,000 people, get back into it and give them life, and they took advantage of it, and credit to them. Then they kind of flipped the switch on us, and we didn't get back into our groove probably till about 6-7 minutes left in the game, and had a ton of chances. And for the record, I stand by what I said after the game. We believe that goal should have counted. It should have counted. I've looked at it from every angle, and it's absolutely inconclusive that was a high stick. And when you get cross-checked from behind, and you're bent over like this, and your elbows don't leave your body, and you knock a puck in, it's not a high stick. It's a hockey play, and it's unfortunate they overturned it. And had they not, it would have been tied. We had a power play. My money's on our guys on the power play to get that big goal. So it is what it is. I don't want to rehash it, but I do think it's important that I voice my incredible discontent with that good goal on the ice being overturned.
Were you surprised they also didn't call the cross check as a penalty?
I mean, yeah, like it was as blatant as it gets. So I mean, when you look at that at the review and you see that it wasn't like he reached up and knocked the puck down and he gets cross-checked from behind, and we looked at it from every angle. It's just to find that conclusive to me is it's crazy.
Guys, what was the explanation you got from the referees on it, if you want to share that?
It just said it was eye stick. It's conclusive. So, you know, your guess is as good as mine on how they can say it's conclusive, but onward we go. Thanks, guys.